is not happening ever again. Hello.
Hello.
We're in the truck.
Laura's never driven the truck before.
How long have we owned it?
4 or 5 years, I don't know.
Yeah, so I secretly hate it. Like, I don't hate the idea of it, but like, it's not the vehicle for me. Like, there's no AC. This seat is not heated. It's like, I don't know what those wires are hanging out of there for. Like, this is just not my jam. So Adam wants me to drive the truck. And I mean, like, I can drive, but I'm a little intimidated and not terribly enthused. So we're gonna see how this goes. All right, well, I should start it. Is it in gear?
It is.
Okay. This one's the clutch, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Is there no, like, what's the e-brake situation? Why did I just roll away?
Well, I don't really use the e-brake because it doesn't work great, but you can use it, and it would stop it on a flat surface, but it's not great.
So it's not on right now?
It's off currently.
Okay, how do I start this thing? Hang on, I gotta scooch forward more. This is something. Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna hold the brake just for safety. All right, so I've never driven anything with like this long shifter situation. So I'm in neutral.
You are neutral.
I'm still holding the brake. I'm scared. We're driving to the post office because I have to ship a Poshmark package. Doesn't matter. Okay. Why am I thinking so hard about this? That ought to be first. We're just gonna go for that. Jesus shit. Okay. Oh, I hope nobody's coming. I don't want to stop at the end of the driveway. Don't worry, I'll stop. Didn't stop. Well, this is an experience. I don't want to know what that noise is. So anyway, the truck is operating is the moral of the story. This is not going to be cute, me figuring out how to drive it. It's not cute. Oh.
You're doing fine.
I like how you downgraded. You were about to say great, and you downgraded that to fine, as I couldn't find first gear. It's okay. You know, it's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, it's telling me to shift. I don't need you to do that.
It's very angry about it.
Why does it want me to shift at like 1,700 RPM?
Gas mileage. If you want to get 18 instead of 17 miles per gallon.
I don't give a shit. No, I'm not gonna shift. It seriously tells you to shift at like maybe 1,800 RPMs.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Okay, well, I'm not looking at these lights. This is not happening ever again. I won't shift, thank you. Hi, baby cow. I have no idea what gear I'm in. Oh, deer in the road.
Keep going.
Go!
Oh, and there's another
Oh, for
one.
fuck's sake. You better not have any other siblings, because... Oh, goddamn it, get out of the road. Seriously, it's loud as fuck. Sorry. Interrupting their dinner. Jesus. like 20 minutes. It's alright. Like, I would drive it again if I needed to, like, do truck stuff, like pick up something from the side of the road. It's not going to be like, you know, something I beg Adam, like, please let me take the truck today. Like, that's not going to happen. But I'm very glad that it's back on the road. Like, it's been a long time coming.
So to recap what I did, I like took the bed off, I don't remember, 6-8 months ago, sometime last year, knowing that I wanted to do a bunch of little things.
Well, wait, what was the impetus for taking the bed off? The fuel stuff?
Yeah, the fuel pump mainly,
Yeah.
and the fuel lines that I was gonna have to run. So you could technically like pull the bed up, kind of like tip the front up and get underneath it, like take all the bolts out and just tip it up, but that's still hard to do. So I figured I might as well just take the bed off, and then it would allow me access without having to worry about the bed falling or anything like that. So went through the whole thing of ratchet strapping the bed to the deck to get it off.
Well, I wasn't home because I would have lost my shit.
Got that off, and then I kind of went back and forth between working on the fuel stuff and working on the body work. So I knew that there was some sort of hole in the floor under the driver's
Oh
feet.
my god, I forgot that that's how it all started.
And I knew I wanted to put a little patch in place.
Little patch.
I thought it was like a 6-inch hole.
Well,
nothing.
wait, did you just like feel cold air? Or did like your
No,
foot
it was
go
like
through?
crunchy. No, it did go through because
Oh,
there's
that's
the
good.
rubber mat, but like it was crunchy underneath my feet. Every time I would get in, I would kind of step around the crunch, and I just figured it was a little bit of rust, but it ended up being like a giant 24 by 24 piece when I ended up cutting all of the bad metal out.
Yeah.
And I welded in a new piece that I bought. They sell pieces that are stamped to be the shape of the floor.
And that was probably your biggest welding project to date.
Oh yeah, for
Like,
sure. Other than
By the way,
that,
Adam taught himself how to weld like last year, so this is like
this truck
a big
has been the
project.
main like practice of welding.
yeah.
So I welded in a new floor. I've never done body work like that. I did a
No.
tiny bit in auto class in high school, but nothing significant. And it was crazy. It took a long time, but I'm glad I did it. It was great practice. It would be good practice for like another classic vehicle sometime down the road.
Classic vehicle sometime.
So then while I had the floor cut apart, I was like, oh, now would be a good time to do the fuel lines, because now I have all this extra room from the floor being cut out to do the fuel lines. So then I kind of like jumped back and forth.
I can't reach both pedals to heel toe. I almost fell over.
You're doing a good job with it though.
Thank you. But I completely missed that. I feel like the pedals are far apart. Like, is that not true? They are? Okay.
Yeah.
My feet are like
I
too
have
little.
to like really get
My
heel
foot was
over.
well, my foot was very sideways. I did also, like, big step for me being responsible. I'm wearing shoes, which normally I would just be wearing Birkenstocks and drive barefoot, which probably isn't safe or advisable, but whatever. So I'm wearing like actual shoes just for this. Oh, driving. But yeah, anyway, totally missed that. It's okay. So carry on. Like, you did a lot of body work. You did the floor.
I did the floor, and then I did the fuel lines. The fuel lines were like falling apart, like crumbling in my hands. The floor was like, I was able to pull sections of it out. It was really rusty. And then once I got the fuel lines, I put the new fuel pump in. I ended up finding a brake line that was broken, or like really rusty, that I would not have found had I not had the bed off.
Yeah.
Or had I found it if the bed was tipped up or whatever, I would have still had to take the bed all the way off to get to it.
If you hadn't taken the bed off, we probably could have just lived in ignorant bliss for a while.
Yeah.
But you really got in there.
Yeah. So then the cab corners were really rusty. Not too terribly. Some trucks you see, they're like completely gone.
Yeah.
So
Is that
they
like
were.
a thing for these trucks?
Yeah, all of them. honestly, most trucks from this era, like Ford, Dodge, Chevy, whatever it is, they always have rust on the body panels. But,
American engineering, am I right?
specifically the cap corners for the Silverados. So, figured it was a good time to do that. Again, I have never really done like finishing body work, so I bought this color spray paint, which the match came out close enough for what I was doing. For spending like $60 on paint.
I mean, the rest of the truck is beat up enough where like a little bit of mismatched paint, you're really not gonna notice it.
On the rocker panels where they're rusty, and then there's the new like shiny.
And honestly, I don't think anyone would notice if they weren't looking for it.
No, not at all. It came out. I'm very surprised at how well it came out. I did take my time and like taped up the truck when I was painting things and everything. So that took a couple of weeks, and then once those were done, I painted the frame, like spots of the frame, not the whole thing. It was really rusty, and I wanted to extend the life as long as possible, really. So I got rust protection paint, POR 15, and painted it all of the spots that I couldn't get on with the bed on.
Go from a stop in second.
It makes a lot of torque.
Just truck
like,
stuff.
your car compared to like the Civic makes a lot of torque, so it's easier to drive.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's funny because the difference of driving this and driving the Outback, like as far as torque is concerned, like that's something I don't think about in the Civic, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't do that in this car. All right, we've arrived at the post office. Oh, there's no e-brake. What do I do?
Just shut it off and put it in first. I mean, the e-brake works, but I just need to adjust it again.
All right, I had to stop to mail a package. The bodywork. Well, you painted the frame.
Yeah, so I did the POR 15 on the frame and like took as much of the rust off as I could with like a wire wheel.
Oh, how do I go backwards? Where's reverse? Is it down?
Yeah, it's just like your car. 6th, yeah.
Wait, why can't I find it?
It's kind of like a little bit down, yeah.
That might be a forward gear. No. Oh no, we're going backwards. Okay. Love it.
Oh, you're actually gonna go around the correct way, unlike every other time.
Well, did you know you're not? It's not that you're supposed to go around the back; it's that you go out over here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right, right. Oh, low washer fluid. This truck yells at you for everything.
It does. I feel like that's a sensor that's broken because I don't actually think it has low washer fluid. I haven't checked in a while though. It's funny, both this and the STI, like I haven't driven in so long that there's just like things like that, like no washer fluid. The STI I have to like clean all the windows. It's disgusting. So I finished the body work that needed to be done, painted the frame, and replaced the shocks. I replaced some shackles, just all stuff while I was in there. This truck has a weird leaf springs or something that they must have used for towing because it's way taller in the back than other trucks.
I feel like you've already explained that to me once, but to be honest, I didn't retain it.
If you were to compare it to the white truck next to each other, the bed of this one is like another 3 to 6 inches in the air.
The white truck is my mother's truck. She gave it to Adam as a lovely gift, and he's been scavenging parts off of it.
Yep, door locks, wiring, lights, you know, the usual.
Yeah, I mean, dumb shit that we certainly don't want to pay for. Anyway, okay, so you painted the frame with some like anti-rust baloney, and
replaced a bunch of stuff.
Was that all the body work? You did the cab corners, you did the floor.
Yeah.
Alright, and then thank the Lord, when it was time to put the bed back on, instead of dangling it off the deck with ratchet straps, they just called the neighbors, and some guys came over, and they each grabbed a corner, and it was easy peasy.
Yeah, it took like 5 minutes. It was so much easier. So then put that on. I had to fight with the check engine light for like a week. That's when I replaced the fuel injectors. I just ordered some off eBay. And then got it inspected and registered because the registration was expiring.
Yeah. Well, how long had it been off the road?
A year, because it was when the inspection was due, and I forget what I had before that was maybe I know I needed to order tires. Oh yeah, it also has 2 new tires.
Oh, yeah,
on
you
it.
did that.
And I swapped the wheels from the white truck because they're Chevy wheels instead of GMC wheels. Even though that doesn't matter, it's still, I don't know, I like these wheels better, they're chrome.
Yeah, he needs to find someone else to drop him off at the shop when he drops this thing off. Because he tells the guy, he's like, I need an inspection. And then, what did you say? You're like, I want the tires that are on these wheels to go on these other wheels. Those wheels to be on the truck. Old tires on the old wheels.
And you don't have to balance the old tires and the old wheels. Yeah, I had to repeat it like 3 different times.
Well,
and they
because
wrote
it was
down.
a lot.
It was, but I mean, I just wanted to swap these wheels with the other wheels, and I just did it like 2 sets of tires at a time. But it worked out, and now the white truck is on the other wheels.
Yeah, and hopefully we can scrap that in the near future and
Yes.
just get it out of our lives and out of our shed.
So now that we have a fancy new concrete parking pad,
Yeah, that
I
was
can
our other big news.
pull the
Our
white truck out
new-
soon and park it on the parking pad and swap parts over. So yeah, I wanted to,
I wasn't sold on this whole idea, to be honest. It seemed very important to him.
yes.
So being a supportive wife, I said, okay.
So we have a gravel driveway.
Which is normal. We live in the country. Suburbanites don't be scandalized. When you live like outside of, a town, driveways are gravel, they're longer, people don't spend the money to have them paved. We were fine with that.
Yeah, our driveway is like 150, 175 feet long, and
It's wide. It's almost like hourglass shaped. It's a very strange
it's
driveway.
skinny in the middle
honestly.
and wide at the road and wide at the house.
Yeah.
And it goes up to the road, so it's hard to get out of in the wintertime. You need to plan ahead, make sure you have a good vehicle with good tires or 4-wheel drive or something.
That's not a Honda Civic SI.
Yeah. Otherwise, you need studs. So, I've been visioning a parking pad because in the springtime it's muddy, in the fall it's muddy, anytime it rains it's muddy, and anytime it rains hard, the stones wash away in the driveway. When you park, it makes divots where the stones are, so it causes you to make a rut for yourself. So, I figured having the cars being able to park on concrete, since we don't have garage for all the vehicles, would be the next best thing.
Right.
And it worked out really well. So,
And then we don't get my shoes all muddy.
yes, that's important.
It is.
I was being
Okay.
serious.
I was gonna say, it's important. Okay, thank
So
you.
my neighbor knew a concrete guy. I contacted him. He came out and measured it. Said it'll be cheaper if you dig it yourself. So me and my neighbor with his big tractor and its bucket dug out like
And
20.
your wife.
Yes, you did help dig. So we dug 6 inches down of like 22 by 28. I think it's 23 feet, but it ended up being 22, whatever. And we also wanted a strip of sidewalk because after we widened our stairs, the sidewalk by the house that goes to the basement door is not wide enough, so you had to like step on the grass to get to
Well,
the stairs.
also, it was a little weird anyway. It was like there was a spot that should have been filled in from the beginning.
So we just evened it out, filled it in, and that works out really well. It like doubles our sidewalk space. So then we had the concrete poured and had to wait 10 days, and we just today, for the first time, were able to drive on it. And it's glorious. I've been parking this truck in the grass because we have like a dirt driveway to get down to our lawn. So I've been parking that just in the lawn. I've been parking the STI across the street at my neighbor's house, and then the Civic and the Outback have been like alternating, one at the top of the driveway, one at the bottom of the driveway.
Yeah, our driveway's been dug up for a long time. Apparently it was hard to get the concrete or something on time. Who knows?
Yeah, there's probably material shortage,
Yeah.
just like everything else that's being delayed right now.
Yeah.
So that's done. I'm very happy. I think you're pleasantly surprised at how nice it came out.
It looks nice. I feel a little fancy. Like I got a fancy driveway. I also kind of flex on people now. I'm like, yeah, we have a concrete It sounds good, right?
It's the size of a normal suburban driveway.
right, yeah. And he had given us an estimate. He came in almost 25% under that, which was awesome. I mean, sometimes you get coming cheaper on an estimate, so we're very happy. It was a good investment. That's what we spent our stimulus money on. So good.
And we stimulated a local business.
Yes, we did. That's so true. Alright, so that was our other major update. And then you've been tinkering around with the STI a little bit.
Yeah, so the STI is done running and driving. I just haven't been able to really break the engine in. Yeah.
I'm cranking a window. What year is it? Don't put it up all the way or I'll suffocate. But
So the STI is running and driving, but it has an issue at idle where the air-fuel ratio and the RPMs go up and down. It's like a hunting idle. So,
a hunting idle.
yeah. So, there's some...
like, give me some air, give me some fuel,
Yeah,
give me some more air.
yeah,
Just kidding, I want fuel.
Exactly. It's doing that, going back and forth. So it's overcompensating for something, and I just haven't figured that out. I've replaced gaskets, and I've checked hoses. I replaced the turbo inlet because that had a crack in it. And so far, it's still doing it. I did a compression test, and the engine makes good compression. So I just need to keep digging to find that. I've been concentrating on it less recently between getting the truck finished up and digging the driveway. So now I can start poking around with it a little more and get it figured out and get it on the road because that needs to be inspected also.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you had a few theories with the STI.
Right. But so far, they've all proven not the actual issue.
Your truck is so loud it just scared that dog.